Welcome to Fun Facts Daily, your source for just the good stuff. Monday through Friday, we're bringing fun facts and news you can use, all carefully curated to uplift and inform. So give yourself a break, relax, and learn something awesome in just a few minutes every day. Hi everyone, I'm Kyle Wood. Today, love 'em or hate 'em, we're talking about mice, those tiny whiskered creatures that seem to pop up just about anywhere. But before we get into the facts, let's warm up our brains with a little challenge to see if you can tell fact from fiction. Consider this. Cartoons, stories, even old sayings have taught us that if you want to catch a mouse, the best bait to use is a nice big wedge of cheese. Seems to be their favorite food. What do you think? Is a mouse's deep love of cheese an actual fact? We'll find out at the end of the episode. Now for your word of the day. Our word for today is vibrissae. V-I-B-R-I-S-S-A-E. Vibrissae is the scientific name for the long, stiff hairs that grow around the snout of many mammals, which we commonly call whiskers. For a mouse, its vibrissae are not just facial hair, they're highly sensitive sensory organs that are absolutely essential for survival. Each whisker is packed with nerves at its base, turning it into a sophisticated touch receptor. The word vibrissae comes from the Latin verb vibrare, which means to vibrate. This name is incredibly fitting because as the mouse moves, its whiskers vibrate, sensing even the slightest changes in air currents or texture. This allows the mouse to feel its surroundings in complete darkness, helping it to navigate, find food, and detect predators without relying on sight. It's like having a built-in radar system on its face. Time for your daily high five, our top 5 fun facts about mice. Number 1. A mouse can squeeze through a hole about the size of a dime. That's right, if you can fit a dime into a crack or a hole in your wall, a mouse can likely wiggle its way through. This incredible feat is possible because mice have remarkably flexible skeletons. While they do have bones, their collarbones are very small and not fixed to their shoulder blades like ours are. This allows them to collapse their rib cages and shoulders to an extraordinary degree. As long as their skull can fit through an opening, the rest of their body can usually follow. This amazing ability is a key survival adaptation. It allows them to escape from predators and access new sources of food and shelter in places that seem completely sealed off. Their bodies are built for stealth and exploration with slender, tube-shaped torsos that are perfect for navigating tight spaces. So when people say a house is mouse-proof, it has to be sealed up incredibly well because a mouse sees even the tiniest of cracks as an open door. Number 2. Male mice sing complex, ultrasonic love songs to attract mates. You've probably heard a mouse squeak, but their vocal range extends far beyond that. Male mice perform elaborate songs to court female mice, but there's a catch. These songs are sung at frequencies between 30 and 110 kilohertz. The range of human hearing only goes up to about 20 kilohertz, which means their serenades are completely inaudible to us. Scientists need special recording equipment to even detect and analyze these high-pitched tunes. These aren't just random squeaks either. Researchers have discovered that the songs have distinct patterns and phrases, almost like songs of birds. A male mouse will change his tune depending on the situation. For example, he might sing one song when he first smells a female nearby, and a different, more complex song when he meets her face to face. And just like a pop star on tour, some mice even have signature songs they're known for. Number 3. One pair of mice could have over 5,000 descendants in a single year. Mice are famous for being able to multiply quickly, but the actual numbers are mind-boggling. A female mouse, also known as a doe, can have her first litter of pups when she's only 2 months old. Her pregnancy or gestation period lasts about 3 weeks, and she can have between 5 and 12 pups in a single litter. What's more, she can become pregnant again almost immediately after giving birth. When you do the math, it is astonishing. A single female can have up to 10 litters in a year. Her female offspring are ready to have their own litters just 2 months later. If you start with one breeding pair and assume ideal conditions with no predators, their family tree would explode in size. Within a year, that single pair's descendants could number in the thousands, creating a massive mouse metropolis. And number 4, mice are amazing athletes and can jump over a foot high. Now, jumping over a foot high doesn't seem like a big deal, but for a creature that's only a few inches long, a mouse possesses some serious athletic skills. A common house mouse can jump vertically up to about 13 inches or 33 centimeters. To put that into perspective, if a human could jump as high relative to their size as a mouse can, it would be like a person jumping onto the roof of a one-story building. This impressive leaping ability allows them to easily hop onto kitchen counters, pantry shelves, and tables in search of food. They're also excellent climbers and swimmers. Their powerful leg muscles and long tail, which they use for balance, makes them natural acrobats. They can scale rough, vertical surfaces, walk across thin ropes or wires, and run at speeds of up to 8 miles per hour or 13 kilometers an hour. This combination of agility, speed, and climbing prowess makes them incredibly successful at evading capture and navigating the human-built environments they call home. And our 5th and final fun fact for today: house mice spread across the world by hitching a ride with early human farmers. The house mouse is found in nearly every corner of the globe, but it wasn't always that way. Originally, these tiny creatures were native to parts of Asia. They began their tour of world domination around 10,000 years ago, and it's all thanks to the invention of agriculture. When humans began to settle down and farm, they created large, centralized stores of grain. For a mouse, these granaries were an all-you-can-eat buffet that provided a stable food source year-round. As human civilizations advanced and people began to travel and trade, mice became stowaways. They hitched rides in sacks of grains, on merchant ships, and in supply wagons, traveling with humans on their migrations across the continents. Because they're so small and reproduce so quickly, it only took a few stowaways to establish a new population in a new land. So really, the spread of mice is directly intertwined with the story of human exploration and the growth of civilization. Now for some news you can use. If you'd rather not have these tiny acrobats as roommates, there are some simple, effective, and humane ways to keep them out of your home. The best strategy is prevention. Remember our fun fact about a dime-sized hole? Your first step should be to inspect the outside of your home for any small cracks or openings, especially around pipes and the foundation. Seal these gaps with steel wool. Mice can't chew through it, and then cover it with caulk. Next, make your home less inviting by removing their food sources. Store all food, including pet food, in airtight containers made of glass or hard plastic. Be diligent about cleaning up crumbs from floors and counters, and don't leave dirty dishes in the sink overnight. A clean kitchen is an unattractive kitchen to a mouse. And one more natural deterrent that you actually might like: you can soak cotton balls in peppermint oil and place them in areas where you've seen signs of mice. It may smell nice to us, but it's overpowering and irritating to a mouse's sensitive nose, encouraging them to find a less fragrant place to live. Now for the moment you've been waiting for. At the beginning of the show, I asked if cheese is really a mouse's favorite food, as we often see in cartoons. Well, that's a fallacy. While a hungry mouse will eat just about anything, cheese is far from its preferred meal. In fact, some strong-smelling cheeses can actually repulse them. Scientists believe mice are primarily drawn to foods that are high in carbohydrates and sugar. In the wild, they eat grains, seeds, fruits, and nuts, so they'd be much more tempted by a dab of peanut butter, a piece of chocolate, or even some birdseed rather than a wedge of cheddar. The myth likely originated centuries ago when people stored their food in larders. Large wheels of cheese were a readily available food source that would often be left out on shelves, and when mice nibbled on them, it was easy for people to spot their tooth marks. Other foods, like grains, were stored in jars or sacks, so the evidence of theft wasn't as obvious. The idea stuck, and a pop culture legend was born. Now, I hope you enjoyed learning a bit about mice with me today. Be sure to tune in every weekday for even more fun facts. Fun Facts Daily is an Airwave Media podcast. It was written, recorded, mixed, and edited by me, Kyle Wood. Thanks for sharing a part of your day with me. Be sure to follow Fun Facts Daily on your favorite podcast app so you can keep the good stuff coming your way every day. And if you like the show, please do me a favor and leave a kind rating, review, or just tell your friends about it.